All right, so during our first Summer Institute back in 2005, which some of you were a part of and will remember, Jan Meeks was one of our first charter members of the Boise State Writing Project. Her sister, Lynn Meeks, was a longtime teacher from Idaho, worked in the Idaho State Department of Education, was a charter member of the Greater Phoenix Writing Project, then became the director of the Utah Writing Project, so an educational leader for Idaho and for Utah. And she contracted pancreatic cancer during that summer and unfortunately passed away during the following year. To honor her and to honor Jan, her sister, and to honor all the work that Lynn has done, every year we give a Lynn Meeks Fellowship. So there's many people who have contributed to this fellowship, and it funds one or two teachers each year who exemplify the love of learning, the love of children, and the leadership that Lynn Meeks showed throughout her career. So this year we've got two recipients, and there are several gifts coming to them, as well as the fact that their fellowship was paid for through the Lynn Meeks Fellowship. And those people, one of them is just walking in the door right now, are Kelly Brannock and Tana Schroeder. So if Kelly's already standing, Tana. So Kelly, you just won this big fellowship.
What? Awesome, thank you.
Yes, it's one of the great honors of the Boise State Writing Project, the Lynn Meeks Fellowship, because your love of children, your love of learning, your dedication to the profession exemplifies the spirit of Lynn Meeks, who is one of the great leaders of Idaho education.
So you're serious?
Yeah, I'm serious. There's a heart attack. The rest of us are not as surprised as you are, because we know you, and we know your spirit that shines through you. So thank you, Tana. Thank you, Kelly, for being the kind of educational leaders that inspire kids and inspire all of us. I would say the one thing that Lynn always said that I remember is that every child can learn, can outgrow themselves, and will do it if we just find the way to teach them. And I think that's been a message we've heard from Peter Johnston, and we'll be hearing from Kelly here today. Buzz Whoopers, we're back at it. So we are going to once again acknowledge the 2021-22 Lynn Meeks Fellowship Scholars. That's Tana Schroeder and Kelly Brannock. Let's give it up to them. And to continue our festivities, we've got Frank and Debbie Dehoney. Let's give away, people. So, now Frank, you were 2006, right?
Yep.
And Debbie was 2007, the year after you. Okay, so Debbie was the first Lynn Meeks Fellow, and Frank is a person who's been deeply influenced by Lynn, so they each have a little testimony to give. So Frank's been a great friend of the Writing Project. He's been a teaching elder in the Writing Project, and he's going to testify a little about Lynn Meeks. So let's give it up for Frank Dehoney, 2006.
Jeff said I only have 20 minutes.
That's incorrect, Frank, and you've already wasted 15 seconds of your 5.
I like your work. I like what you have to say.
you.
Yeah.
That's 20 seconds, Frank.
Don't interrupt. I'm here with this 06 shirt on. See this? Right after Paula, the year before, got it all going. And primarily because of Lynn Meeks. Lynn was the language arts consultant for the State Department, and she was running a little Saturday morning workshop over in Twin Falls at the high school. And I went over just to see what was going on, because I became a teacher because I wanted to be a coach. And you're evaluated your obituaries every Friday on, Saturday morning in the paper. And I got disillusioned with that, but there had to be more to life than just going to class. So I wanted to become a good teacher. And so I went to this thing, and Lynn was there, and we did a writing deal, and then you stood up, and so I stood up and showed off for a while, and it worked out pretty good. Lynn took a shine to me, and then I saw her at another conference, and Lynn said, come on, you can do this. Here's how to do it. Read this guy, and then read this guy, and then you can do this. And Lynn just kept going on and finding me and taking me to do stuff and made me do presentations at conferences. And we did a lot, got me involved with the rubric for the direct writing assessment. That's way back before most of you were born, but it was a deal going on in Idaho for a while. And it was a cool deal. It was good, and Lynn got that going, and then she got me in scoring papers and being a director and a table leader and all that kind of stuff, which led me to the writing project, which led me to the next level of trying to become a good teacher. So it all goes back to Lynn in the hallway one time going, you can do this. And I didn't know that I could. I wasn't a great student because there was other things to do besides go to class. And so, but Lynn got me going on that. And come find out, she lived about 10 miles away from me. She was a pretty rough and tumble cowgirl. She could swear with the sailors. She taught me that you didn't need to binge drink the night before you corrected papers for 12 hours. I thought you could, but you couldn't. Lynn said, no, Frank, you can't do that. So Lynn was my mentor, my first, and then it became Jeff, and so here we are.
Thank you, Frank.
Well, I'm the better half of the half.
She was
Just
shorter
do it.
half.
The better 2/3, maybe.
Anyway, and I was the first Lynn Meeks scholarship recipient, and I too got to spend a lot of time with Lynn. She came to my classroom and showed me that it was possible for first graders to write. And she has been the example in the forefront of my mind ever since. And Frank and I have been in this business for
Since 1976.
yeah. So and I'm going to start 45 years, and I'm not out of first grade yet. So she's just been a great inspiration, and those of you that are now the scholarship awardees, we hope that this will inspire you to continue on in your reading and writing in your classroom and inspiring those students as Lynn did for us. So congratulations.